Have you ever heard of someone who lost everything in a single day, yet somehow turned it into the most powerful thing that ever happened to them? This isn't a movie. This is the true story of a boy named Ethan, who died once, not physically but mentally, and then rebuilt himself from zero. It all began on a cold December night. The streets were silent, the rain was falling, and Ethan sat alone in his tiny apartment staring at a flickering laptop screen. His hands were shaking, his eyes red. On the screen, one sentence glowed in red letters. "Your account has been permanently suspended." That single notification destroyed 3 years of his life's work, his online business, his savings, and every dream he'd built. In less than an hour, Ethan went from a rising entrepreneur to a broke nobody. His phone buzzed, unpaid bills, messages from clients asking for refunds, and finally, a text from his girlfriend. "I can't do this anymore." That was the final blow. He dropped his phone, stared at the floor, and whispered, "I lost everything." The city outside kept moving, but inside his room, time froze. He sat there for hours, his mind looping the same thoughts. "It's over. You failed. You're done." But then, something strange happened. In that silence, a new thought appeared. A quiet, unfamiliar voice inside his head. What if this is not the end? What if this is the reboot? That one question changed everything. Ethan stood up, wiped his tears, and looked in the mirror. The reflection staring back wasn't a loser. It was a blank page, ready to be rewritten. He said out loud, "If I built everything once, I can build it again. But this time, I'll build myself first." That night became day one of his rewiring. He deleted every distraction, shut off his phone, and picked up a notebook. On the first page, he wrote 3 lines. "My mind created my world. If my world is broken, I must rewire my mind. No one is coming to save me, except me." Every day after that, Ethan trained his mind like a muscle. He studied neuroscience, psychology, and meditation. He learned how thoughts shape behavior and how emotions could be programmed like code. Whenever a negative thought appeared, he didn't fight it, he rewrote it. "I'm a failure" became "I'm learning." "I lost everything" became "I'm gaining control." "I can't start over" became "This is my second birth." He created a ritual. Every morning he'd sit in silence, visualize his new self, and affirm one truth. "My mind is my factory. My future is just a product of what I think." Months passed, the pain didn't vanish, but his relationship with pain changed. He began to see struggle as a sign of progress. Ethan started working again, but this time not to earn money. He worked to upgrade himself. He built small habits, reading, journaling, exercising, learning. He stopped seeking approval and started seeking understanding. And slowly, things began to change. His thoughts got sharper. His energy shifted. He launched a small side project, a simple website that shared daily rewiring exercises. At first, no one cared, but Ethan didn't stop. He had learned that consistency is the mother of rewiring. Every day he showed up, not for the world, but for himself. And then one morning, something incredible happened. He opened his analytics and saw 10,000 users. His website had gone viral overnight. People were calling it the Mind Gym. He smiled. Ethan's life started rising again, but this time not like before. He wasn't chasing money, fame, or validation anymore. He was chasing clarity. He realized that the real battlefield wasn't outside. It was inside his head. He once said in an interview, "I didn't rebuild my business, I rebuilt my brain." When asked how he did it, he replied, "I started treating my thoughts like lines of code. Every negative thought was a bug, and I debugged it daily." His philosophy was simple. Rewire your mind, and your reality will follow. He started sharing his process through videos and podcasts. People across the world began using his Mind Rewire method, a system based on one rule. You don't rise by changing your life. You rise by changing how you see your life. Ethan used to be scared of losing. Now he embraced it. He said, Every loss deletes a version of you that was never meant to win. His followers grew by the thousands. He received messages from people saying, "Your story saved my life." But Ethan never forgot the night he lost everything. He kept that email. "Your account has been permanently suspended," printed on his wall as a reminder. He called it the restart notice. Because that night didn't destroy him, it rebooted him. Ethan's biggest discovery was this: most people try to change their lives without changing their identity. They upgrade their jobs, relationships, or habits, but never the system that controls it all, their mind. He said, "Your brain runs on stories. If you don't write your own story, someone else's will run your life." He built a course called Rewire to Rise, helping people replace self-doubt with self-command. His teachings reached corporations, schools, even prisons. People from all walks of life began learning to program their minds for growth. But deep down, Ethan remained the same boy who once sat alone in a dark room, broken, lost, and scared. Only difference now, he had learned how to turn that darkness into data. One night, a student asked him, "What if I fail again?" Ethan smiled and said, "Then fail better. Every time you fall, your mind learns how to fly." He paused, looked at the crowd, and continued, "You are not your mistakes. You are the software that can be rewritten anytime you choose." That line became the foundation of his message. You can rewire your mind, no matter how broken it feels. Years later, Ethan became a best-selling author and speaker. He was invited to the same platform where his account was once suspended, now as a mentor. When he logged in, he saw the same red text, but this time it said, "Welcome back." He smiled. The circle was complete. He looked into the camera and said, "I didn't get lucky. I rewired my mind, and that changed everything." Moral of the story: true transformation doesn't start when your life changes. It starts when your mindset changes. Ethan lost everything, but instead of trying to rebuild his old world, he rebuilt the system that created it. The human brain is the most powerful machine ever made, but it runs on the stories we tell ourselves.